What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. If you guys are new here, welcome, obviously. And if you are not new here, welcome on back. I'm so glad to have you guys here. I'm pretty excited today because I just finished doing this look right here. And I don't normally play with a lot of color, but today was, I was feeling a little bit inspired. And so I hope you guys are interested in seeing how to create this. I use the Morphe 35B palette. I also use my Melt Cosmetics Radioactive Stack. It's super bright neon colors. It's beautiful. And that was basically how I came up with this look right here. If you guys don't have these things at home, that's perfectly fine. You guys can use whatever similar colors you have to achieve this look, whatever similar brushes you guys have to complete this look. If you guys can pull it off with your fingers, boom, let's do it. Let's get it done, But before I move on into teaching you guys gotta do me a little favor. I do you a favor, you do me a favor. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Anywho, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's that big giant red button down at the bottom. So without further ado, here we go. Do, 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 do. So for the sake of this video, guys, I already did my brows. That's not super important for what's going to happen pretty much in this video. If you guys follow me on Snap or on Instagram, you guys know that I'm more into the warmer colors for my eyes. I love those browns, peaches, and stuff like that, but I don't really play with color that much. I do occasionally, so I figured I haven't done it on my channel yet, so that's why I'm here today. I'm going to be going in today with the 35B palette from Morphe. If you guys have seen this palette before, which I'm sure you have, it is full of color. So I'm going to be using that. I'm also going to be using my Radioactive Stack from Melt. It's basically some of the most bright colors you can get anywhere. With that being said, let's get started. I went ahead and primed my lid. It's with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in the color Eden. Next, using my MAC 224 brush, I'm going to just take a little bit of translucent powder. And if you guys are following me at all for a while, you know that this is my favorite translucent powder at the moment. And I'm just gonna pop a little bit of this on my eyes to help these bright, vibrant colors blend a little bit better. Next, taking my Morphe M504, I'm going to go into this bright yellow color right here in my Morphe palette. And I'm just going to lightly tap it, and this is going to be my transition shade today. I do want this color to stand out a little bit more, so I'm going to keep it really high up towards my brow bone here. So we do want that yellow to really stand out up top. Next, so using that same Morphe 504, we're going to use the color Neon in my Melt Radioactive Stack. And we're basically going to add it to the same place just to sort of deepen up this yellow. Now I'm going to switch brushes really quick, and I'm going to use the Morphe M505, and we're going to go into this orange shade here in the Morphe palette. Starting in the outer corner, keeping the color a little bit further down, and just go ahead and start to blend that in. I'm going to switch back to the Morphe M504 just to buff out the edges up top here, just to make for a real seamless blend. I did not dip back into the yellow shade. I'm just using the remainder of what's on the brush to buff it out here. Now going back, we're going to go in for this bright pink shade right here in the Morphe palette. We're going to use the same Morphe M505 brush, and we're also going to alternate between that color and this color here in the Melt Stack. This is Radioactive, okay? Go in a little with the Melt Stack. Now, using the M504, we're going to go back into the orange just a little bit since we lost a tiny touch of it up top here. And we're going to very, very lightly add it back in. Like, I'm like barely touching my eye, you guys. Barely. So it's looking really sunsetty right now, and that's exactly how we want it to look. I've gotten a little closer so you guys can see it. Now, using a MAC 217, I'm going to use Radioactive from the Melt Stack only to just really darken up the corner here. We're going to pull it in just a little as well. Now I'm going to take the M505 again, and I'm just going to buff this outer corner out so it has a seamless blend over here. Now, because I don't have a concealer brush that's small enough for what I want to do next, I'm going to actually use a lip brush. This is one from Sephora, and I'm going to take that Urban Decay Primer Potion in the color Eden that I had used to brighten my eyes earlier, and I'm going to carve out my lid. So I'm going to just take my applicator and I'm going to apply it a little bit to the tip of the brush. And I have hooded eyes, so I am going to carve a little bit above my natural lid because I do want to give myself a little bit more lid space here because my lid space is very small. I'm bringing this about halfway across my lid here, and then I'm going to just take my finger and I'm going to buff out the edge so that there are no super duper sharp lines. And while this is still a little bit wet, so it's tacky, I'm going to take my MAC 217 and we're going to go back into the orange color here that we had started with. And I do want it to still have some of the pink on it. And I'm just very lightly going to add this to the end of where the concealer meets that pink. Alright, now that that's all done, I'm going to be taking my Stila Magnificent Metals in the color Kitten Karma, and we're going to go over the concealer area. The lid space where we put the concealer. I'm going to actually just go ahead and use the applicator for this. And then in the top where I want to keep the lines super straight, I'm going to be using this flat eyeliner brush from Sephora. It's a tight line liner brush, and this is number 32. Go ahead and go in on my lid. Now this is where I'm going to use the brush to get super close. That's my dog, sorry. So now really quickly, I'm going to let this dry before we open our eyes too wide, and we don't want to mess up any glitter. So I'll be right back. Now, while I am a huge sucker for winged liner, we're going to skip it this time. This is a really fun, bright, colorful look, and I don't want to darken it at all by adding any black winged liner. And I didn't want to do white either. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take my MAC liner in Feline, and I'm going to tight line my eye, and I am going to just line my waterline, so when I add lashes, it just looks a little bit more complete. Since I did already moisturize and prime my face, we're going to just go right on in. This is the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation in the color Macao. This is one of my favorite foundations right now. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple of pumps on the rounded end of my Beauty Blender. It's brand new. And I'm just going to do a couple dots all around. And then we're going to go in. Alright, now that that's all done, we're going to move on to highlighting and contouring. I'm going to be using my beloved Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Tan Sand, even though I'm low-key, like, but not really boycotting Shape Tape right now because Tarte hurt my feelings a little bit with that foundation. I was so excited and I was like, these colors. But you know, I have it already. I love it. I'm gonna use it. So, you know, here we go. Shape Tape Concealer. Then I'm going to be using my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge to blend this out. I'm using the pointed side here. Now, as usual, I'm going to set this with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I'm going to use the same Real Techniques sponge in order to do that. Alright, you guys, so exactly what I was hoping wasn't going to happen ended up happening anyway. My camera cut off, but luckily I caught it as soon as it did. So the only thing you guys missed was me brushing off the excess powder from setting my highlighted areas. But like I said, that's the only thing, so it's not that big of a deal. So moving on, we're going to move on to my contour. And if you guys have been watching me at all, whether here on Snapchat, Instagram, whatever, you guys know that for my contour, I'm loving my ABH foundation sticks. This is the color Truffle, so that's what I'm going to be using to contour my face today. Just go around a little. It's pretty even, right? I'm not going to really contour my nose today. It's not really necessary. I'm actually okay with the way it's looking right now, you know? So, as usual, using my favorite brush for contouring, this is my Sephora Pro Contour Sweet Brush. I'm going to just go ahead and buff this out. Now, using my Morphe Y11 brush and my Laura Mercier powder again, I'm just going to go ahead and carve out underneath my contour just to give my cheeks a bit of a more chiseled look. While I'm letting that set just a little, I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. As you guys can see, I've run this thing into the ground. I've shown it to you guys before. It's not going anywhere anytime soon because it is my favorite. So I use the two darkest shades in the pan, and this is a Morphe M530. Now, using my Morphe M527, I'm going to brush off the excess powder down here. And I just love how chiseled it makes my face, my whole face look. Alright, now we're going to move back up to the eyes again, just to kind of complete out this look here. We're going to go back into the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm going to use the orange that we had used, and this is again my MAC 217 brush. And I'm just going to start down here, right under my lash line. Now, using a pencil brush, this is from MAC, it's number 210. I'm going to go back in with the radioactive color from the Radioactive Melt Cosmetics stack, and I'm going to just line my waterline. I love how pink this pressed pigment is. Now once again, I'm going to take the 217 from MAC, and I'm just going to buff this out down here. Now, if you guys don't know by now, I'm madly obsessed with these highlights. These are the Desi Katie Dose of Colors collab. This is the highlight in color Fuego. I am going to be using a Morphe R36 to apply this highlight. Now, keeping up with the orange trend, I'm going to add a little bit of blush. This is the Sephora brand blush. What is wrong with me? In the color Too Hot. This is actually my favorite blush. Like literally my favorite. And I'm going to use a small blush brush from Sephora to apply this, to really warm up my face. And I'm going to use my Morphe 527 to just blend this all together again. I'm using a Sephora brush, a Sephora concealer brush. I'm going to go back into Fuego, and I'm going to add this to the bridge of my nose. I'm going to just use my finger to buff that out. Then up here on the bridge, go ahead and add that to my brow bone and also to my cupid's bow. Next, we are going to go in with my favorite mascara. This is the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. I swear by this mascara. I don't know if you guys can tell, the stubbiest, curliest eyelashes, and even on days where I don't wear lashes, this mascara makes me feel like a woman. Next, I'm going to be wearing my favorite lashes, and I love these. These are Lily lashes in Mykonos, and I feel a special connection to these lashes because I went to Mykonos not too long ago, and I had an amazing time, and so what better way to pay homage than to wear Mykonos lashes. Alright, we're going to come right from above. Now, to just darken up any spaces that I may have in between my lash line and the lash strip, I'm going to use my Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Liner, and I'm basically going to just stick it in between anywhere I see any gaps that need to be darkened. Alright, now that that's all done, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick. This is the color Stripped. Now, going back to the eyes because I'm a doofus and I forgot something, I'm going to use my Fuego highlight again, and I'm going to just use a small shadow brush to do my tear duct, my inner corner area. And because I'm extra as hell, I'm going to use the same Kitten Karma Stila Magnificent Metals and that same brush I used earlier on my eyes, and I add a little bit of this glitter to the bottom lid. Now, using my Mario Badescu setting spray, I'm going to just set my face. Alright guys, and that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please don't forget to click the thumbs up down below so you can like this video, subscribe to my channel, please don't forget, and last but not least, go ahead and leave a comment and put your notifications on so that you guys are notified whenever I post a new video. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Bye. It's peanut butter jelly time. It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, and a big smoothie. It's fucking late. Time to take it off and go to sleep. Or more like time to take it off and troll the internet.